Welcome to this edition of ARTV News. I'm Tony Beauvais. In this show, The Boy from Oz at the National Theatre, The Rising Festival, Melbourne Street Art Tours, The Coir by Downunder, the spectacular Lightscape is back, and ARTV Magazine with photographer Peter Leiss. Family Fiesta launches into space these school holidays at Monash Performing Arts Centres. Family Fiesta is the Arts Centre's annual takeover of children's live and interactive art and performances. At very low ticket prices or free, a stellar lineup of artists and scientists collaborating on theatre, music and art that will take families to interplanetary worlds on a mission of space discovery. All ages are welcome to a lineup such as The Planets and Other Space Music in a cosmic concert for families with excerpts from Holst's The Planets, Mars and Jupiter movements. Lunar Station, presented by ScienceWorks, is a hands-on meteoric experience. Star Weavers is a magical structure of colour, touch and sound. Forever and No Time at All is a live performance of the acclaimed album of lullabies. And Little Blue Dot is developed in collaboration with the team at Monash University's School of Physics and Astronomy. See the website for tickets and times. The City of Port Phillip is proud to present an exhilarating program of over 150 films across 52 screening sessions at various venues in St Kilda and South Melbourne. Kicking off the festival, the renowned opening night event will take place at the Astor Theatre tomorrow night. Attendees will be treated to a superb selection of Australian short films guaranteed to amaze, amuse and astound. This year's Red Card Opening Night Gala promises a sensational lineup, hand-picked from hundreds of entries nationwide. The program includes comedies, powerful dramas, animations, horror and fantasy films, emceed by the charismatic Brian Nankervis. Following the screenings, an after-party will provide an opportunity to mingle with the filmmakers, celebrating the brilliance of Australian short films. The festival's program will guide audience through some of Port Phillip's most iconic theatres, including the Alex Theatre and the Astor Theatre, as well as unexpected venues like the South Melbourne Market. Notably, the 2024 St Kilda Film Festival has received a record number of entries from First Nations filmmakers, showcasing a diverse array of Australian stories and voices. See the St Kilda Film Festival website for further details. The Lyndon New Art Juncture Prize winners are Pears on a Willow by Vittoria Di Stefano and I Am Remembering by Shivanjanji Lal. The various elements in Pears on a Willow installation reflect the uncanny nature of an incomplete state, whilst also aspiring to heal, preserve and accept. This work explores the complexity of personal histories, the unreliable nature of memory, and the poetics of the in-between states that characterise our domestic spaces and lived realities. Mer Pauvage, I Am Remembering, is an exhibition on the labour of women through the artist's exploration of the sari. The works in this installation explore printmaking, textiles, objects and music. Lal's work acts as a guide through lived and imagined narratives, attempting to decipher what is lost and the possibilities of futures. With a degree in politics, Lal's work is grounded in truth-telling and a questioning of art history. These exhibitions are on at the Lyndon New Art till the 25th of August. The Melbourne Shakespeare Company is proud to present the Victorian premiere of The Whale by Samuel D. Hunter at the Alex Theatre later this month. This is a gripping exploration of isolation, redemption and human connection. Samuel D. Hunter's The Whale received significant recognition with its cinematic adaptation, earning a BAFTA Award nomination for Best Adapted Screenplay in 2023 and clinching 2 Oscars, including Best Actor for Brendan Fraser. On the outskirts of Mormon country Idaho, Charlie hides away in his apartment. Desperate to reconnect with his long-estranged daughter, he reaches out to her, only to find a viciously sharp-tongued and wildly unhappy teen. Big-hearted and fiercely funny, The Whale tells the story of a man's last chance at redemption and of finding beauty in the most unexpected places. Check the Alex Theatre website for further details.
The Boy from Oz is the musical biography and tribute to the late great Peter Allen. It's an amazing musical that tells the true story of Peter Allen, an entertainer who was discovered by none other than Judy Garland. He even had a short-lived marriage to her daughter, Liza Minnelli. Peter's journey started in the outback town of Tenterfield, Australia, back in 1944. He was already stealing the show at the age of 5, doing L. Jolson impersonations. As a teenager, he became a pop star and toured Asia, where his talent caught by Judy Garland's eye. She whisked him off to London, where he met Liza. Peter's career soared in the US. He won an Oscar and has sellout shows at Radio City Music Hall and was adored whenever he came back to Australia. But it wasn't all glitz and glam, as he went through some tough times too, such as splitting with Liza, enduring a Broadway flop, losing his partner and battling illness. The Boy from Oz captures all these highs and lows, jumping back and forth in time, all set to electrifying backdrop of one Peter's legendary, high-energy concerts. It's a roller coaster of emotion and an absolute must-see.
The Rising Melbourne Festival is coming back this June, offering a wide range of art activities and cultural experiences. The Rising is Melbourne's premier art and culture festival, held every June since 2022 and quickly become a highlight part of Melbourne cultural calendar. According to co-artistic director Hannah Fox and Gideon Obarzanek, the essence of Rising is the shared experience of being amazed and inspired. Whether you are exploring large-scale installation, participating in collective art making, or enjoy spontaneous performance in Melbourne hidden spaces, there is something for everyone to come and enjoy. This year, Rising will take place featuring an impressive lineup of 105 events across 16 nights and 3 weekends. More than 480 artists from Australia and around the globe will present 32 new commissions, 8 Australian premieres and 6 world premieres. The festival is the combination of music, dance, theatre, and art, turning Melbourne landmark and laneway into a bustling hub of creativity. One of the festival highlights is the Night Trade Hub, which will animate the laneway around the Capitol Theatre with interactive art, delicious food, and captivating performances. At Fairware, the Black Infinite will showcase the political and artistic work of the First People, including the compelling Embassy installation by Richard Bell and Taryn Love immersive projection. Besides that, music lovers are in for a treat with performances from popular Sydney star Warren Ford, hip-hop legend Yasin Bey, and indie sensation Sky Ferrier, among others. For those looking to dance, the new Day Tripper Party will take over Melbourne Town Hall, the Capitol Theatre, and makes what promising unforgettable daytime festivities. Rising will begin in the month earlier. To dive deeper into what the festival offers, you can now look at the full program on Rising official website with special promotion for tickets.
Melbourne is renowned by its rich cultural tapestry and innovative art scene, and there's no better way to experience this than through the Melbourne Street Art Tour. This isn't just any tour, it's a guided journey led by local artists and experts who are passionate about sharing their knowledge and love for street art and graffiti. As you wander through the city's iconic laneways and hidden alleys, you will uncover a stunning array of murals, stencils, and installations that tell Melbourne's urban art story. You will learn about the history, technique, and significance behind these pieces, gaining insights into the minds of the talented artists who created them. Whether you are a seasoned street art enthusiast or just someone curious about the vibrant colors and bold statements that adorn our city walls, this tour offers something for everyone. It's not just about seeing art, it's about experiencing the culture, the creativity, and the community that make Melbourne street art scene truly unique. With multiple dates available, you can easily find a time that fits your schedule.
As the sun sets on a June evening in Melbourne, music fans of all ages will gather for special occasions. ABBA Day Downunder 2024, celebrating the 50th anniversary of ABBA Eurovision win with Waterloo, which marked the beginning of their path to worldwide fame. The choir of ABBA the Museum, the only choir endorsed by ABBA, will embark on this exclusive Melbourne tour, bringing the magic of ABBA music to Australian fans without having to travel to Sweden. Following their success in Sweden, China, the UK, and their 2023 debut in Australia, the choir is ready to enchant Melbourne and beyond with their spectacular shows. The choir of ABBA the Museum consists of 12 singers who promote ABBA's songbook and perform with accompaniment or a cappella with special arrangement by Goran Alberg. a member of the Benny Anderson Orchestra. These arrangements, along with recorded backgrounds and stage costumes, are created within the ABBA family, specifically for the choir. It feels like everything ABBA represented back in the day. Music, quality, and personality are solid foundations of the choir. The choir set list is a carefully selected mix of ABBA classics and new interpretations from the choir's newest EP, including iconic songs like Waterloo, On and On and On, Don't Shut Me Down, Does Your Mother Know, and Lay All Your Love on Me. More than a musical tribute, ABBA Day Downunder 2024 is a charity event part of the Better Together 2024 project. All proceeds from their special 2-hour performances will support the invaluable work of the Equality Project, a national LGBTIQA+ charity promoting a fair society for all Australians.
As winter wraps Melbourne in its cool embrace, the city's Royal Botanic Gardens are set to sparkle with the enchanting glow of Lightscape, an event that transforms the garden into a mesmerizing wonderland of light. Following the success of Lightscape in 2022 and 2023, the Lightscape event will return to Melbourne in 2024 and promises to bring visitors a magical experience. The Royal Botanic Gardens were transformed into a dazzling wonderland where visitors can expect an evening walk along illuminated pathways beneath glowing trees canopies, accompanied by calming soundscapes. This year, there are new installations designed to captivate and will take your breath away. In 2024, we have few surprises that will make it exhilarating for both returning and first-time visitors. This season, visitors can look forward to a redesigned 2.2-kilometer trail featuring stunning lakeside reflections, large-scale illuminated sculptures, and other marvels. The display will include 100,000 tiny lights, creating truly enchanting atmosphere. One of the highlights is the new submerged installations, where visitors can walk through thousands of suspended light that change color with movement, offering an immersive experience. Additionally, the event will feature Lily by French artistic studio Tilt, making its Australian debut. This installation includes 3-meter-tall glowing flowers that are expected to captivate audiences of all ages. Visitors can also enjoy food and warming drinks at the welcome zone or along the trail, making it a complete evening outing. Winter in Melbourne is often highlighted by events like Lightscape. It provides an opportunity for friends and families to gather and enjoy a magical experience. Lightscape 2024 is poised to be a major highlight of this season.
Now, who doesn't love free art with a side of adventure? Flash Forward provides us with just that. The Street Art Initiative, supported by the City of Melbourne, aims to revitalise the city's renowned laneways. Flash Forward has commissioned over 40 large-scale works from more than 80 artists to transform these spaces into vibrant, creative hubs. With 38 of these works completed and the final 2 set to arrive next month, now is the perfect time to familiarise yourself with the city's new landscape of art. This expansive project features notable artists such as Celeste Mountjoy, Jara Carolina Steele, Olana Jamfa, Aretha Brown, Drays and Ling. Each artist brings their own special vision to the laneways, creating a diverse tapestry of street art, lighting, music and other creative installations. For example, Mountjoy's striking Your Turn on Little Lonsdale Street, standing over 6 metres tall, captivates with its vivid colours. Similarly, Ling's massive sculptural piece, Crush Can, on Wells Street, pays homage to Melbourne's vibrant graffiti scene, showcasing the city's deep-rooted street art culture. Flash Forward is designed to encourage exploration and discovery, with new pieces having appeared seemingly overnight, adding an element of surprise to the urban experience. For those eager to explore, the Flash Forward website offers an interactive and printable map to guide visitors through the transformed laneways. This project not only celebrates Melbourne's artistic spirit, but also redefines its urban landscape, making it a must-see for both locals and tourists. So, as the colder months roll in, it's time to rug up and head out for an artistic adventure in the Big Smoke. The art installations are contained within Melbourne CBD, making for an accessible and fun outing. Afterwards, who knows, you might even pull up a stool at one of Melbourne's many cosy laneway bars and enjoy yourself a warm glass of mulled wine.
On today's program we will chat with controversial artist Peter Leiss. Has worked as a stills photographer on major motion pictures in the USA, Europe and Australia. And he joins us today to talk primarily about his photographic career over the years. G'day Pete, thanks for coming in.
Good to see you, Tony.
Yeah, you too. Been a while over COVID. Haven't been able.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Now, you studied photography and filmmaking in Paran at CAE early 70s?
1970-71, Paran College of Art and Design. Yeah, it was a 4-year course, photography and filmmaking. I went there primarily because I had a filmmaking course. But I did want to do photography. I sort of kind of got into it. I was primarily a painter when I was younger. Everyone thought I'd be into painting.
Right.
But I liked photography because it was somehow, what I wanted to do was I wanted to learn how to see better. I wanted to be able to look at things better and understand it better. And I thought photography was such a vibrant sort of medium that you can do that. But primarily I wanted to do film, but it wasn't exactly a film course at that time. It was but I managed to get them to let me make a film. So I did one there, yeah, on the first year.
Oh, okay. Now, well, I noticed that also you've done some series of interviews about the times back.
I did a few for 3RRR. I had the tapes of the interviews, so I thought during COVID I made a couple of movies out of those radio interviews and illustrated it with images, whatever I was talking about at the time. So I've done a bit of that, so just something to, you know, just exercise during the COVID period.
I'll get back to the body of work, but you've ended up lecturing in photography and filmmaking as well at RMIT and CAE in the city, haven't you?
CAE I did for a number of years, and by the end of it I had 6-7 classes per year on different aspects. Some was just the art appreciation of photography, some were more technical, some were more beginners, so it was that kind of thing. And RMIT was pretty much talking about my own work, and then that was filmmaking primarily, and we had a small budget where I took a number of students and we made a film. We wrote a script, we went through the whole process of how you do it, and at a limited budget, and we made films. So that was that course at RMIT primarily.
And in 74, with the photography, you got the cover shot for
New Photography Australia.
That's right.
And to my surprise, I'd been traveling for a couple of years, and I came back and went into a bookshop and I saw my photograph there. I had no idea that it was the cover.
That set you up, or give you a bit of confidence, because you shortly, a few years later, came out with Urban Labyrinth, which was the series.
Yeah, well, that was my first exhibition at Brummell's Gallery, and that was an interesting premise because Rennie Ellis was organising that at one time. He didn't quite understand the Urban Labyrinth theme, and he changed the title, and I don't know why he changed it. He said, I think it's more accessible to call it Looking at Our Friends. And I said, well, I don't quite understand, but I was pretty young and I did an exhibit before, and I thought, oh, okay, you know, but I had to rectify that in the future as far as what that was.
And make sure something like that didn't happen in the next show.
Well, yeah, but Urban Labyrinth is really my basic theme that I've done in a number of exhibitions, and I've reproduced the Urban Labyrinth theme in a little short film, but I also did 2 other series of stills on that theme later on in the late 90s and early 2000s.
Okay, you kept returning to the
the
original
Urban
work.
Labyrinth is an interesting theme because it's always evolving, it's always changing, it's becoming more commercial.
Well, so I mean, you've even gone the degree of making the short film, but also a book.
That's right, I did a book on the...
You've done quite a few books.
13 books, one is a 2-volume series, but I've done 12 different series that I have exhibited over the years and made them into book form. 6 months, 7 months went by very quickly.
Productive, good time to catch up.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything else, you know, so it was an ideal time. And they're self-published books. Beauty of this is that I can actually look at my work again and see what the work was, and I can even improve on it by a director's cut.
And easy access, because you're looking at a print instead of a computer screen, which isn't as personalised. Now, the second exhibition, did you return to the same gallery?
Well, the Photographer's Gallery was the main one that I exhibited. I think I exhibited there about 6 times, but Brummell's I had exhibited 3 or 4 times. And Fad Gallery I had exhibited which is always quite good. It
Yes,
was always a profitable venue as far
Sure.
as independent artists go.
Now, the Metropolis series, that's one that stood out to me. What year was that?
Well, that was 79 to 82, and that was the last book I did. And what was interesting was that they were 6x7 negatives, 120 films, so the quality is a lot more enhanced. But it was what was nice about working on that one again. It was an exhibition that was exhibited maybe more than the other exhibition. I had an exhibition at Nagasaki Gallery in Tokyo. You talk about a gallery that supports you. They paid for my accommodation.
Wow.
They got me fantastic accommodation. Every day I came to the gallery, they had an artist take me out to lunch.
Oh.
If anything got sold the next day, I would be handed the cash. The Japanese are just
Now,
super efficient.
I think we
They're
should bring that
fantastic.
bring that sort of stuff into the Australian
Ooh,
art
it would be
market.
nice to have that influence here. Yeah. But that was the 80s. It's a different
True.
situation now.
Based on just the photography, which you did carry on doing for celebrity shots when you went to New York.
Yeah, that was one of the first...
You were earning some money doing some... But it certainly helped you because you were over there, you were getting back into film, theatre, TV, acting, and getting plenty of work. So it introduced you to a few people in the motion picture industry.
Yeah, and I did a lot of stills, still photography. And
You did
film.
for major motion pictures in US, Europe and Australia.
And Australia.
Of course, because we'll get to that one, the first one in 1991.
Well, that was the second one,
Eberhard.
Isabel Eberhard. That was
Yes.
shot in Paris and Tunisia. That was Ian Pringle film. A little bit of a disaster, but the film was great to work on because it had Peter O'Toole, and I really enjoyed chatting with him for hours while he was waiting for a take.
Absolutely.
But it had a lot of problems, that film. But it was a fun period. It was great.
But it opened doors because in 1992, Ian Pringle, the producer of Romper Stomper.
Rob Stumper, that's right.
You were on set to be the stills photographer for that production.
Yeah, well, I was living in New York, and he asked me if I'd do it, and I said, well, if I can have copyright, because I'd like to work on this, because this is something I could exhibit. Because when I did the shots, I printed everything, I developed everything while the filming was going. I was on the set every day, and then I had 2 weeks at the end to print. So I made 3 sets, and I made one, which I have, a complete set, and then there was another one that I sold at Christie's, 2001, and then there was another one where I just sold off singly, people buying them.
Bad timing, though, for the Christie's auction in New York. Was that 9/11?
It was 9/11 was 2 weeks just before, so there was no one at the auction.
It's one of those macro factors you can't control, externals, so well, didn't see that coming. Bit of it.
No, yeah.
But,
Well, I'd organised it well before that happened. But it did sell a few weeks later.
Other than Christie's, having sold a piece there, you've got other work which is represented in the Bibliothèque Nationale collection in Paris, haven't you?
Well, when I left Australia, Rennie Ellis told me I should meet up with them, and so I took, I don't know, 20 images, and the idea is they buy half and then you donate another half, so you kind of get them.
Right.
And so I think they took about 15 images.
Close up a little bit about your film stuff, but I've just got to mention that because you were working in collaboration with Ian Pringle, Romper Stomper, that led to you making your first 2, you made some short films, but you made your first 2 features.
Well, we did with Ian Pringle, Cartographer and the Waitress, and Flights. We made Flights, and then we made
79?
78, 79, that's right. Yeah. Cartographer and the Waiter was funded, and we had a little bit more money to shoot that, and so there were the 2 films. And then after that, I went to live in New York, and then Ian continued and made a couple of nice films.
Given the amount of content you've got in regarding to the film work that you have produced in the shorts and the features, love to have you back next year on a regular basis to talk us through some of the projects that you've put together over the years, because it's fabulous stuff. Love for people to be able to have access to view it, because you've got so much going on in film. There's a lot you can offer, and especially advice for people, starting out how to make it, because you've done it. So, back to photography, Only the Strong, that was another film that you worked on.
Yeah, that was another Hollywood film shot in Florida, which is kind of like a Sir with Love, but with capoeira, you know, the self-defense dance thing. And but it's kind of on that format of Sir with Love. But that was a big film. That was, you know, that paid well, and it was, you know, plenty of freedom to do a lot of things. Interesting shoot too.
So, throughout your career, just to wrap up, who or what has been the most inspirational factor in your working career as an independent, you know, you're an actor, writer, filmmaker, photographer? You know, I mean, we'll go into the theatre stuff when you started Wax Theatres in Unseen in another episode. So, has there been, you know,
well, there's a lot of influences, I think. You know, in photography, I mean, there's dozens of people, but William Eggleston, I think, is one of my favourite photographers. He's quite interesting. A photographer that Ansel Adams couldn't believe that was exhibited at the museum and whatnot. Eggleston is pretty much guide to, you know, contemporary photography. You know, literature influences me, I find, because I tend to do a lot of sequencing, and I like the whole narrative arrangement with film, so I have a tendency to do a lot of series. So literature has that element of, you know, a story, you know.
Sure.
So I think, you know, Kafka is probably my most influential artist I could think of.
I think that we'll probably have our own special episode for the Kafka work you've done. We'll see how we go next year.
Well, I've got a couple of little movies that I made, fun movies.
That's right. If you'd like to get in touch with us and let us know about any live event coming up within the inner Melbourne region in the next month, just shoot us an email at info@artv.com.au. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.